Right as they're at a dead stop. Like,
My grandmother.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Will you all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Nikki, do we have any adjustments to the agenda?
we don't.
Okay. Approval of minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the November 18th, 2025 school board meeting as presented. I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor? All right. Communications and correspondence.
I have one resignation here for you. So we have our assistant outdoor track coach, Jamie Anderson, who is resigning for the spring with all good intentions, but needs some extra time for some big personal goals.
All right.
All right. I'll pass this down. You got it? Sorry. Administrative reports. That's you.
That's me.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Bowles can't be here today, but I appreciate having the opportunity to sit up here with you. I just wanted to check in about a couple of things that we have completed since we last met at kind of mid-November, so it really hasn't been that long since we've talked. But at the end of November, we had a couple of days of professional learning across the district, and I did want to highlight our critical incident report or violent critical incident training that we did in conjunction with the Ellsworth Police Department. That was a training to really kick off our work with staff on preparedness for any type of violent critical incident. But it's really a result of about 18 months of work that we've already done on the back end and thinking about training our staff in the work with the emergency plan, which Mrs. Bowles has already talked to you about. And so we did an introductory training with all staff on Tuesday, November 25th, again in conjunction with the police department, and really talked about kind of what we would be shifting to. Our model is going to be a little bit different. And it's a nationally recognized model, so I just wanted to let you know that went really well. Staff is appreciative of talking about the day that we hope never comes, but it was important to start having that conversation again, kind of rising the strategies and the techniques to the top, really thinking and talking about what would happen and where staff would go in the event of a violent incident like that. And so I definitely publicly want to thank Special Agent Brant Smith, who did a majority of the work in conjunction with me, but also Deputy Chiefs Sean Willey, Sergeant Calvin Moat, and Corporal Sean Merchant, who have really been the team that have been working with us here in the school department to take a look at our plans, to take a look at our facilities, to take a look at what's near us in the event of evacuations and things like that. So kind of really starting rolling on our work with staff, and I was happy to see that people were comfortable and willing to talk about it and excited to kind of get that process underway with emergency planning. The other thing that I wrote about in my report is just the rest of the professional learning. We had a lot of professional learning going on in November, and our 2 days before Thanksgiving that our students get to have off. Our teachers were hard at work. We had a lot of sessions designed around AI that, as you know, is a hot topic with educators. So I appreciate the collaboration with Katie Hollenbach with IT, really helping out with that. We had another letter session. We've talked a lot about letters over the last couple of years. And we also really dug into some deeper math work. So excited about all the collaboration. And I did include some of the the graphs from our reports from staff in my report, and you can see that generally almost 90% of people are rated our professional learning either excellent, extremely professionally relevant, or good, professionally relevant. So that's a really high return on our work. So I'm happy about that. And then budget. We're I was going to say knee deep in budget, but we're actually like waist deep in budget right now. Teachers and staff have their budget work that they're doing. Administrative assistants are already entering things in our new APTA Fund program, and so we'll be talking big picture about that sooner than later. That's all I have for tonight.
Great. Any questions for Mrs. Chan? Next, public participation. Anyone like to stand at the podium and say something? Please state your name and where you're from.
All right, thank you. Let's see. Hello, my name is Amy Hashem. I have one child who is an active Ellsworth student and another who is an alum. My husband Munir actually served briefly as an interim Ellsworth School Board member a few years back. I really love to walk. And one of my most favorite spots is the loop around the Ellsworth track. Ospreys are a migratory bird that spend half their year here, and then they make the long journey back to Central or South America in the fall. Ospreys are fish eaters, and the Ellsworth Elementary and Middle School just happens to be alongside the Union River, which has an abundance of their favorite fish. Adult ospreys mate for life and select a special spot for their forever nesting home. And in the past several years, one osprey family has built an impressive nest on top of the track stadium lights. Their selection of this particular nesting spot, of course, is both inconvenient and a fire danger. But I've got to admit that if I were an osprey, I could totally see why they would choose that particular pole in that particular location. They seize the resource and the opportunity, as I probably would too if I were an osprey. I recognize that sometimes the human world and the natural world collide, and it's often difficult to reconcile these concrete dilemmas. This past fall, the school needed to dismantle the existing stadium lights, to erect new ones. But as the old lights fell, so did the osprey's nest. The new lights are fabulous, and I'm very happy for all of the athletes, including my own, who will get to enjoy them in the many years to come. It was sad, though, to see the broken osprey nest laying on the ground beside the sports storage shed. Two of the ospreys, unfortunately, were still there to witness their habitat destruction because they hadn't yet migrated. I understand from the Maine Fish and Wildlife Service that their habitat destruction didn't pose any risk to their health because they were already very capable of flying. But it was no less heartbreaking just witnessing the two ospreys flying back and forth over their grounded and destroyed nest. From what I've been told, there were very concrete, very reasonable scheduling deadlines with the new light project. And I understand and fully respect that all efforts were made by the school system to wait until all the ospreys had migrated. I can also respect how sometimes dilemmas can't be readily fixed, and there's not always a solution to be found. I'm here today to specifically inquire about what our school and community plan is for the upcoming spring migratory season. Ospreys have notoriously high fidelity to their nesting spot, and they very stubbornly try to rebuild their nest at the exact same spot where they did the year before. This coming spring, of course, they will have to start from scratch. The new lights have been built with specific bird nesting barriers, and I think we can all appreciate exactly why that reasonable step was taken. Nobody wants fire hazards, and we all want athletes of Ellsworth to freely enjoy their track and soccer seasons without any interruption. But, and this is the big part, the Maine Fish and Wildlife Service has recommended that an alternate nesting platform be erected for the osprey family. My purpose for coming to this meeting tonight is to inquire about whether this recommendation will be honored by the school system. I recognize the hard reality of tight school budgets. This would be an added expense, and it's not an educational priority. However, I also know that our Ellsworth community is awesome and that we have the capacity to pull together towards a positive shared goal. Maybe some of our local phone companies, construction companies, lumber companies could donate time or supplies for the build of a nesting platform. Maybe even the platform could be recommended as a possible 2026 class gift. At the risk of sounding cheesy, I'm hoping that we'll be able to demonstrate that even though they are not Ellsworth Falcons and they're not Ellsworth Eagles, they, as the beautiful ospreys that they are, still have a home here. I'm hoping that as a community, we will demonstrate to our youth that we truly value finding creative solutions to humans' coexistence with the natural world. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else for public participation? All right, we'll go on to new business. We have special recognition
Okay.
this evening.
Yes. We have two pieces of special recognition. The first is honoring a student. So if I could have that student come up, Will Bunker. You can stand right up here in the front. So Will has been selected to be a student traveler and translator on the annual Hancock County Medical Mission trip to the Dominican Republic. Yay. Will was chosen based on his exceptional work ethic, his humility, strong character, and dedication to learning. And though Spanish did not come easily to him in the beginning, he has shown remarkable persistence and commitment over time, becoming a competent speaker, eager to serve others. Will is highly respected by his peers as well as EHS staff for his kindness, quiet leadership, and integrity. This opportunity aligns with his interest in pursuing a future in the medical field, and we are really thrilled to see him represent our school and community on this important service event. Congratulations, Will.
Thank you, everybody.
Can you say that in Spanish?
Oh, that's easy.
That's an easy one.
Well, that was great. All right, next up is first read of policies.
Actually, we have a high five.
Oh, we have a
Yes.
five too.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And we have one high five, so
There
I
it
don't
is.
know
Want me to do it?
who's. Actually, you need to sign that. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I'll do it. There you go.
So he is here with us, Taylor Bloom, if you want to come up. Taylor received 3 nominations this time around. Taylor has served as an EdTech 3 in our Fresh Start room for the past 2 years, consistently demonstrating dedication, patience, and a genuine commitment to student success. When a long-term substitute was needed in our special ed department, Taylor stepped in without hesitation. He embraced the role with enthusiasm and energy, quickly becoming a valuable support for both students and staff. Taylor's ability to provide meaningful supervision while collaborating effectively with other adult sports has been invaluable. Throughout every transition and challenge, Taylor has maintained a positive attitude and a warm, encouraging presence. He meets students where they are, supports them with sincerity, and always brings a smile into his work. His flexibility, teamwork, and unwavering student-centered approach have made a significant difference in our school community. For these reasons and more, Taylor is truly deserving of a High Five award. Good job.
Thanks. Thanks, Beth. All right, now, first read of policies, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a stack of policies here for first read being put forth by the policy committee. The first is BDE, Board Standing Committees, followed by JKAA and R, the use of physical restraint and seclusion, JKD, suspension of students, JKE and R, expulsion of students and guidelines. And so in a nutshell, these are all language changes recommended by Drummond and Woodsum. actually for the last three, the physical restraint and seclusion and the suspension guidelines are just law changes by the legislature, just what we can and we can't do as far as suspensions. And then the first policy, there has been a language shift for board standing committees to collapse two of our committees into one.
We have a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the revision of the following first read policies as recommended by the policy committee. BDE, board standing committees, JKAA and R, use of physical restraint and seclusion, JKD, suspension of students, JKE and R, expulsion of students and guidelines.
I'll second it.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor? Next. That's the only first read, right?
Yep.
Next is second read.
Okay, so another big stack for second read here tonight. There has been no change on any of these since first read, but I will rattle them off. AC, non-discrimination, equal opportunity, and affirmative action. ACAA and ACAA-R, unlawful harassment and sexual harassment of students and complaint procedures. ACAB and ACAB-R, unlawful harassment and sexual harassment of school employees and complaint procedures. BDE-E, curriculum instruction and assessment committee. IGA, curriculum development and adoption. IKE, promotion, retention, and acceleration of students. IL, evaluation of instructional programs. And IMC, guest speakers in schools.
All right. I will make a motion to approve the following second read policies as recommended by the policy committee. AC, non-discrimination, equal opportunity, and affirmative action. ACAA and ACAAR, unlawful harassment and sexual harassment of students and complaint procedures. ACAB and ACABR, unlawful harassment and sexual harassment of school employees and complaint procedures. BDE-E, curriculum instruction and assessment committee. IGA, curriculum development and adoption. IKE, promotion, retention, and acceleration of students. IL, evaluation of instructional programs. And IMC, guest speakers in schools.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. Next, approval to accept donations.
All right, so there are a list of donations, I believe, in your packet. But essentially, there's a long list of donations made to the automotive, diesel, and welding programs. I'll list them off. 2 welders to the welding program, a Jeep Liberty to automotive program, an Onan diesel generator to the diesel program, $500 to the automotive program, a 2018 Ford to the automotive program, and a 2011 Mercury to the automotive program at HCTC for our student work.
I will make a motion to approve the automotive donations listed for Hancock County Technical Center as well as the diesel.
Yes, diesel and the welding.
Yes, and welding.
Welders.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll second.
All right, discussion?
I just
All
think
the-
it's amazing that we have that huge list of donations. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's impressive. All those in favor? All right. Consideration and approval of overnight trip.
All right. So Mr. Foster and Mr. Clifford aren't able to be here tonight, but as you know, in policy, for any overnight trip, the board has to approve. This is an overnight trip that happens every single year. The wrestling team has a tournament in Noble over Christmas vacation, and they do stay. So in your packet, you also have information that they'll be departing EHS on the December 28th in the afternoon, and they come back on the 30th. So they do stay 2 nights. The reason why they do that is because Noble is so far away. As you know, it's essentially on the very edge of Maine. It's, again, a very well-oiled machine. The trip happens all the time. There are about 20 students 17 of which are from Ellsworth and 2 from Sumner, 1 from GSA on this trip, coaches, and there's a whole itinerary that has been planned. So they're looking for your approval to be able to attend that annual tournament.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the Ellsworth High School Wrestling Team Overnight Athletic Trip in December 2025 to Noble High School in North Berwick, Maine, as presented.
I'll second.
Discussion?
Yes, actually. I would like to thank the wrestling team personally for their commitment to the community and their hoodies for homeless and all their other activities that they did, because I thought it was quite remarkable, the amount that they raised in that freezing, nasty morning that they were out there early.
It was only the second year that they've done it.
Yeah, and
And
it was
last year, right.
impressive.
And they have a lot of fun doing it too. And as a former wrestling parent, I'm really glad that they're doing 2 nights this year, because last year they left at like 3 o'clock in the morning to go to Noble, so.
Wow.
That they stayed 1 night, but they didn't stay 2. So
Yeah.
I'm sure all of those wrestlers will be very happy to not be, it's hard to perform at your best when you literally had no sleep the night before.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
Okay.
That's all.
All those in favor? Yay. Next up is consideration of grant.
Okay. So Mr. Norwood is seeking approval of acceptance of the Friends of Acadia Outdoor Classroom Grant. So this grant supports K-12 schools in providing outdoor learning opportunities. This time around, we had an application that Mr. Norwood put in, and then also Mrs. Baldwin in the art room put in a $2,500 application for school garden things. Mr. Norwood's application was $5,000. In the end, we actually got both of those grants totaling $7,500, but because of some other monies that Martha Baldwin has secured, she didn't need that funding. So Friends of Acadia has actually agreed to give us all the funding towards the bikes. So that would be $7,500 towards about 24 brand new bicycles that we can use for grades essentially 2 through 5. And so that means we would have bikes now for all students at all levels, which as far as I know from Mr. Norwood is something that not many or any districts have. So it's a really great opportunity for us to expand our outdoor classrooms and our physical education programs.
Wow. Where do we keep all these bikes?
We have a brand new shed that we did put in the budget cycle last year. And so, well, EHS has storage for high school bikes, but we do have a new shed that we have some bikes in, but we have plenty of room to store these bikes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, right off Mr. Norwood's gym, actually.
Are these the ones that grow with them like the little ones did?
They're kind of an in-between size. He had actually, prior to this grant, he had given me this whole plan where he was going to search yard sales all spring, so that for next year, we could have
The commitment.
very
Amazing.
huge commitment to this project. And so this makes it much easier and gives us brand new bikes, but it's a wanted need for our students, so. Cool.
I will make a motion to approve the Friends of Acadia Outdoor Classroom Grant Award as presented and recommended by the superintendent and the assistant superintendent.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? All right.
Exciting.
Very exciting.
And thank you to Friends of Acadia.
Yes.
Yes,
Very
and thank you
nice.
also for allowing us to transfer that unneeded, and
Yes.
to Ms. Baldwin
Mm-hmm.
for not
Yeah.
taking up funds that she didn't need, so
Right.
they could go to another area. That's
Community
amazing.
spirit there, for
Yeah.
sure.
Right at the end?
You're right, that was speedy.
We are now at J, calendar and announcements. Next Personnel Committee meeting is Friday, January 9th at 8 a.m. at Central Office on Avery Lane. Facilities and Transportation, which I now
Yeah.
is
Now we're
on-
going to combine.
is combining that with Finance, right? So that meeting is,
Either 10 or 11.
so Facilities and Transportation was scheduled for 10 a.m. on January 12th, and Finance was scheduled immediately afterwards at 11 a.m. So I think the committees will probably maybe just do, I don't know, we'll have to, it'll be either be 10 or 11.
Yeah, we will post it.
We'll post it.
by the end of this week, it will be posted. Mrs. Bowles will talk to the committee members.
Maybe
and-
it's in the middle, 10:30.
Yeah,
'Cause
10:30.
Yeah, because when this agenda was made, we hadn't yet voted, as we did earlier
Right.
this evening, on collapsing those two committees.
Is that in place already, since that was that one was a first read, right?
Oh, good point.
So has
that happened yet, or does it happen
Yeah, that is the first
There
read.
was,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, my
That's
mistake.
first.
Thank you for pointing that out.
So they're separate.
So we still are going with the two committees.
so it will be 10 and
so
11
10
o'clock is the
10
times.
10
For
and
one
11,
more,
yeah.
one more round.
Yep, okay. And then our next school board meeting is Tuesday, January 13th, right here at 6 PM on, yeah, I already said the date, sorry. And then curriculum, instruction, and assessment meeting is Monday, January 19th at 4:15 AM at Avery Lane. And policy, Monday, January 26th, 4:15 Avery Lane. And school board workshop, we don't have one this month because it takes place right around Christmas. But the next one will be Tuesday, January 27th, 6 PM right here in council chambers.
Having no further business, I make a motion that we adjourn the board meeting.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Sure?
Pretty sure.
All those in favor? That was pretty
That was
quick.
amazing.